Hi folks, I wanted to do a quick video that might help some people out there that may be having this problem with Logic Pro X. Um, it's how to create new notes in the piano roll if you're viewing multiple MIDI clips from different instrument tracks. This also works in Logic Pro 9. I was recently viewing multiple MIDI clips from different instrument tracks and realized that right-clicking and creating a note is somewhat random. So I'm going to demonstrate here. I have a short clip here of 3 different instruments on 3 separate instrument channels, and I've color-coded them just to make it easier to see here. And if I click on the first track and then hold down Shift and click on the other 2 tracks and then press P, which will open the piano roll, you can see we can see all of the notes from all 3 tracks. And I'm using the set note color by region color on the piano roll just so that we can see these tracks. You can see the orange notes, the blue notes, and the yellow colored notes there. And if we click on them, of course, we're going to hear the associated instrument with that channel. And what just happened there, a quick tip, if you're in this kind of a view on the piano roll and you just want to look at your bass notes here, if you double click one of those notes, the other ones will go away. And you can actually add notes quite in the normal way when you do that. I'm just going to delete those. If you double click anywhere else in the space, the other notes will come back from the other tracks. And if I double click the strings, I can now add the strings without a problem. So everything works just fine there. So I'll double click here again and we'll see all the notes come back. But if I want to add, if I'm editing this, we can edit as normal without a problem. You know, I can change my velocity of all the notes and we can move them around, change their position on the grid, and everything's great. But when I come to add a note, if I decide I want to add a bass note right here and right click and create a note, you'll see that it's actually an orange note, so it's coming from the first track and it's going to play as a string. I double clicked it there so it went away, but it's a string, so it's not very helpful if I want to add a horn right here. Obviously I get a string, and that's because when I selected the tracks, I first clicked on the strings track and then I held down the Shift button and selected the other tracks. So now you might say, well, can't I just copy and paste? If I highlight this bass note and copy it with Control C, and then decide that I want to place it here on the grid and go Control V, well, it has in this case made a bass note. Let's try that with a violin sound. Command C, and it's created a bass note. So it's kind of random how this works, and it's kind of a bit of a bug really, but you don't really have any control here on creating notes. And it's a little annoying because quite often if you're looking at the grid, you want to view multiple MIDI tracks so you can see them in relationship to each other. So anyway, I found a workaround for this, which might be helpful to some of you. And basically it's just simply copying by using Option Drag. So I'm going to hold down the Option key, click on the note and drag it, and you see I've got a bass note. If I do the same with the horns, press the Option key and click on the note and drag it, I do get a horn. And I can do the same with the strings. In fact, I could do it with more than one note. I can select those 2 notes, hold the Option key, drag them over here, and I've got strings. Works every time, and you always get the notes that you want. So I hope that helps some of you out there. It's kind of a feature that most DAWs allow you to do this very easily. Well, Logic Pro does too once you know how to do it. But there's nothing in the manual about this. I was recently looking on logicprohelp.com, and 8 years ago there was a thread regarding this issue and nobody came up with a solution or an answer. And the problem, that was back in Logic Pro X 10.1. We are now on Logic Pro X 10.6, and this feature has not really been dealt with or added by Apple. And but anyway, the easy solution is don't right click and create, because you really don't know what you're going to get. Just simply, or Control X that note out, just simply do the option drag, and it works every time. You know, and once you've got the note, you know, if you don't want that velocity or length, all of the editing works just the same. You know, you can shorten the note, move it around, put it wherever you want. So it's kind of works great for me. I'm really happy I found this little technique. Not sure if maybe some of you already know this. Hope it helps some of you out that may be scratching your head, wondering why you can't add notes easily in a multiple piano roll view. And thanks for watching the video, and keep making music and having fun. All right, thanks very much. Bye.